Hey guys, Zur here, and I just wanted to do a quick test recording some Flashpoint stuff. If you've never heard of Flashpoint, basically it was this project created to help archive and preserve old Flash animations, Flash games, and I think some stuff besides Flash, but that was definitely the largest part of it. And this came about because several years ago at this point, modern browsers were getting rid of support for Flash, I think largely due to security and safety reasons. So this was created to kind of help preserve a lot of that old internet history and stuff. And while it's true that some of this can still be found out there now, like for example, Newgrounds still exists, they use something besides Flash now, it was still nice to have this as a way to kind of just keep that stuff around. And so I wanted to do just a quick test for it. And I was specifically thinking of an old series, specifically this one here that I discovered from Newgrounds. Um, I don't know how exactly you have to pronounce this. I think I used to pronounce it wrong. I think I pronounced it with a Z back then, like Xiao Xiao. I just didn't know. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be closer to like Xiao, so like Xiao Xiao. I could be saying that wrong, but I think that's better than what I was saying back then. And while this may not look like much these days compared to what we have now, back in the day, 2001, early Flash days, early Newgrounds, this series was the shit. It was just a stick fight animation, but it was so good compared to so much of what you would see back in the day that I watched this one at least 100 times, like way too many times back in the day. And besides the actual animations themselves, the creator did create a few games for the series. So we're specifically going to just take a look at number 4 and number 6 here. So I'll go ahead and adjust this here because when I hit play, it's going to open this in a different window. So let me adjust for that. I just get such a wave of nostalgia just looking at this old thing. Like I love this series. Okay, so we can play it on either easy, normal, or hard. I think it just changes the number of credits. Now hard has 0 credits, but so just so I don't screw things up, we'll just do it on normal. Unfortunately, there's no music, but it plays like an old arcade shooter, like Virtual Cop. It's got points. The points don't really matter. I think everyone just gives you 100 points regardless. You don't even have to like aim at a specific spot. I think you can just hit them anywhere, and it counts all the same. Reload using the spacebar, but you can only reload when your bullets get low enough, 2 or less, and then you can reload. It's like it'll let me reload now, which is kind of nice. Oh, I wasn't sure if he was dead or not. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot one just so I can reload early. There's no accuracy score, so I don't really care. Now, even though it's a stick figure animation, it does very much feel just like, it really does feel like just old school Virtual Cop. And again, for back in the day, drawing stick figures was definitely one of the things that a lot of people did, myself included, for their first animations. So to see someone who could animate sticks like this, though, it was a whole different, like, league. It just, such a higher skill set than what a lot of, stuff, came out back then. The biggest part here is to just make sure you keep reloading as you're shooting because there's quite a few guys that come out. And one last guy. I think he's trying to go for some kind of like fucking martial arts move, but whoa. That was not me ducking. This isn't like a Time Crisis where I can like press the pedal or or I guess release the pedal. That's fine. It's worth showing that the bullet animation just getting hit doesn't really change anything. And then we get this one schmuck who's got a shield. And he's dead. Unfortunately, at the end, while it is cool watching that fight animation, it was just an animation. It's like, really? You couldn't let me, like, get, like, a gunfight with the boss first before they get to, like, punching and kicking? But anyways, obviously basically just a straight up rip off of the Matrix there. But still, very cool. And then replay, we'll just go back to the title screen. So that one was number 4. Very quick, very simple. But again, for 2001, this was just really cool. So let's go ahead and shift it over now. Let's go to... Let me see if I show this here, just so you can see the thing for that. So number 6, a little bit different, and actually a lot simpler. So let me go ahead now and hit play on this one. Now we have to wait for this full animation here. There's no way to skip it, unfortunately. But unlike number 4, which was a virtual cop arcade shooter, this one is much simpler. It is just press your spacebar as fast as possible to enjoy this interactive fight. Which is not entirely true. There's a part where you don't use the spacebar, but for the most part, it's accurate. Now, it does have this cute little animation here with the signs just kind of messing around with the title screen until the main character comes in. Then they're like, oh, gotta straighten up. Don't want him to kick our ass.
Go!
Now, I can press 1 at a time, so you can see each hit. But I prefer to just mash. So you get a nice fluid animation.
Go!
So that was a different variation there. Now we get some weapons.
Go!
How that guy survived the first couple, I have no idea. Now, this is the one that's not spacebar.
Go!
You have to click these to crush this guy, but I could never figure out how to quite do it correctly, so this might take a bit. Because even if you try to time it from when he's right in the middle, he walks out anyways. Even if he's in his animation where he's fidgeting with the bars, he instantly breaks out of it. So the only way that I could ever really kind of get it to go was typically I'd get him trapped on one, and then when he leaves one of the corner ones, I just hope that he keeps walking and walks into the middle. That's usually how I got him. Sometimes he'll start going anyways. And trying to do it on actual timing may not help me here. It might just be, there we go. I don't know if it's more like just random luck based where like maybe I am timing it right, but it just has to RNG into it. I don't know. Either way. All right. The final one here
Go!
has a bar you can fill up, but if I don't do anything, he'll just hit him once. Or even if I filled it up just a little bit.
Go!
If I fill it up higher, but not quite full, you'll see he kicks a guy and makes him do a little stumble.
Go!
So let's go ahead and actually mash it now. Now again, maybe today that doesn't look like anything crazy, but for back in the day, and this one was 2002, seeing that was just so cool. The animation was just so good. Yes, it's stick figures, but it does this like 3D zoom around, basically just the Matrix. So I just thought this was the coolest shit as a kid. This is one of my all-time favorite old series. Again, number 3 is my favorite. It's just a pure animation. It's the first one that I discovered, and I feel like it was just one of the best ones. If you've never watched it, check it out. It's pretty cool. It actually has some good music to it too. These here all didn't have music, just sound effects, but that one being an animation, it actually had something in there. But anyways, that's it for this quick test here. I just kind of wanted to test this out, see how it looks, because you never quite know how this stuff will be. Sometimes certain things look a different way or you don't get captured, and it's also just kind of a reason for me to go back and relive some of this old Newgrounds stuff. I've talked about it quite a bit, but it's basically where I was before YouTube came into existence. But anyways, that's it for this test here, guys. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.